In this lesson, we're gonna get more familiar with the Elementor page builder, and it's simply a drag and drop process from here to here. So we can build our website through multiple sections. We have the add new section from here, so we're gonna press on that. We're gonna see different layouts we can choose from, and we can start with this one for a beginning. Okay, so we have that section with two columns in here, and we can start dragging some of these widgets to our section. An image in here, for example, and we can choose our image from that part. Then it's gonna open our media library images. We can upload files from here or use our existing media library photos, which are actually the images of the template we're using in here, which we used in the previous lesson. So we're gonna add that image, for example, and insert into our media, and then we're gonna add some text in that part of our website to insert in here, and maybe you can add even a heading for that text to be inserted on top of our text. And then you're gonna see or notice something. We have that light blue options and those gray options. Those light blue options are for the entire section to control. We have that one to edit our section. If we press on that icon, we're gonna see those options for the entire section, and we're gonna go through those options in a little while. And here we have the duplicate. We can duplicate that entire section, as you can see, to save our time, or even do little modifications if we have a complete section and we don't want to waste our time on building a new one from scratch. We have that X or delete to remove the section. We have that to add a new section if we want to in between, and we have that one to save the section to reuse it later in any other part of our website. Okay, and these ones are for the columns, for the individual columns within the section. So we can edit our column which is containing the image. For example, in that one, we can duplicate this image or that column by pressing on that many times if we would like, and we can delete those new columns from here, or even we have the option to delete that image or that widget and leave the new column. We started with 2 columns, but now we have 3 columns. Okay, so we can do that and remove the widget, but we still have the column which we can add totally different new widget. For example, we can add video in here, we can add Google Maps, anything you would like. We can drag that one and put our map in here, and then we have all those 3 widgets. Okay, and now let's start by customizing each and every part of that section and those columns by going to our light blue area for the entire section. Maybe the section's background, for example. Let's add an image background to see it in action and fully understand how it works. Okay, so we're gonna go to background type. We have the classic option and gradient and video background. So we can add classic, and this could be a color or image, or you can even use both of them and the image will be on top of the color. Okay, so let's add image, for example. We're gonna add that nice image in here, and here we have these options, as you can see. Let's go and see it in preview mode. We have our image repeated in here because it ends in that part. We can go customize this and make our image maybe top left, top center, or any other position. And we can make this one to be fixed. If we want to make a parallax effect, we can make that one on fixed, and we're gonna see that in a little while. If you scroll, the image will remain in place, but it just needs to fill the entire section. So we have the repeat. We can close that no repeat if we would like to, and then you're gonna see the image stops in here. But let's make it on repeat, and let's make it cover. This is the size. We can make it auto cover contain. Let's make it cover, and this will mean that the image will be filling the entire section, giving us a very nice and cool parallax effect. And you can do that to any section you would like. Let's go to layout, and here we have to stretch section and make it full width by that, and you can see that your section is full width. And then we have this content width, which is our elements or content. You can make it boxed like that. You can start changing the width of this content, or even make it full width to be stretched with the entire section. Let's get it to be boxed again. And then we have the columns gap, which is the gap between the contents. You can make it no gap, and they will look like that, or make it narrow, which will give us 5 pixels between each and every column, giving us 10 pixels in here in total between the two columns. Then we have the extended for maybe 15 pixels as I remember, and then we have the wide for 20 pixels between them, and then we have the wider, which is giving us in total 30 pixels space between the contents. Okay, then we have the height. We can make that fit to screen like that for the entire section to fill the entire screen when you're scrolling. And let me get that text as white to be more visible for you. And let's go back to our sections options. Then we have the fit screen or even minimum height. Like that, we can control our minimum height as we like. And the minimum height will be our contents in here. If we made that one to no gap, then you're gonna see that the minimum height is going to be limited by our contents. Okay, let's make this one to extended, and let's increase that one a little bit. Then we have the column position, which we can make to the top or bottom or even to stretch. Let's set it back to middle. And then we have the content position, which is basically aligning those elements to each other by going from top to middle or even bottom like that. Could be looking nice in the middle. And then we can control our columns ratios by dragging any of these to each other, or even choose a specific percentage from here for more structures. Like that one, we have 33% for each of them, or even different percentages like that one, maybe that one, maybe this one, according to your needs. This one actually looks even better. Or even you can reset your structure from here if you have done it through that. If you wanna go and reset your structure like that. Let's go and make this one to the same ratio we had before. Then we're gonna cover the style section. We have the layout, style, and advanced, and actually those 3 tabs are controlling each and every element in that website or in your section. So if you wanna do any customization to any given part in your website, you're gonna work on either the layout, style, or advanced, or the content. This one is called layout for the section, or for those widgets it's called content. Okay, so back to our section. From here we have layout and we covered that part. Then we have the style option, which is our background. As we can see, we have image background or color background, or we can set gradient or even video background. Already I'm gonna see it even more in action in a little while when we start designing our website. Then we have the background overlay. We can choose to make it classic or even gradient. We can put some color overlay or even texture. For example, this one for color overlay, you can choose its opacity from here. or from here. Okay, you can add even more colors if you would like to, but black is nice. Or you can even try to add an image or pattern. So I'm gonna go with that nice pattern in here, and we're gonna insert media, and it's gonna give us that nice cool effect. And even if you wanna customize that, you can go ahead and choose from the opacity of that texture. You can change its position, attachments, repeat, size, same like we did to our cover. And then we have the border options. In here you can add border to the entire section, and that border can be anything you would like, maybe solid, maybe dotted, dashed, anything solid. For example, you can choose its color, maybe you can make it on dark gray. We can give it a width from here, maybe 10. We can adjust its radius from here and make it 10 as well, or even 20. And you can give it box shadow from here to add some nice shadow if you would like. I can adjust its blur from here, or the spread of the shadow, or adjust its horizontal settings from here, or vertical ones. Okay, now let's close the box shadow. You can even try the dashed, which actually looks so ugly, or dotted, or anything. Maybe it suits your art direction in that specific part, but in that case we don't need it in here. So let's get it all to zeros. And even if you got rid of the border type and the width, you still gonna see that radius effect if you would like, which could be nice and reminds us of the Instagram when it started. I don't know why. Maybe it's only me. And we can get rid of that radius if we would like to from here to make it zeros. Then we have the shape divider, which is amazing feature in here. You can choose to make it from top or bottom, and we can try anything, maybe mountains. You're gonna see those nice shape dividers, and they look amazing actually. And we can start to adjust them from here, their width or even their height if we want to, or even we can flip them or bring to front from here. And then we have the advanced settings for our section, which we can control our section alignment and movement. We have the margin and padding, and then we have the entrance animation. We're gonna talk about them. We're gonna delete that part as well. Okay, so we have that section is close to that section with no gaps between them, and then we have the margin and padding for that section. The padding will increase more pixels inside, while for the margin we will be moving outside. As you can see, we can add 10 pixels and maybe make that 100 to make separation between our sections. Let's make that one on 0 again, and we can add actually negative values like -20, and these sections will be overlapping, or -200. As you can see, this section gone even higher. So let's reset that, make it to zeros. We can control each of them individually by unlinking those values from here. And also we have that option to enter our values in pixels or even percentages if we would like. So we can add 20 pixels or 20%. Okay, and you don't have to memorize any numbers. You're gonna gain that by experience, and most of the times it works by try and error. So you're gonna try what suits you, but mainly you're using margin and padding for alignments and movement, etc. Okay, and for the entrance animation we have many animations to set, and those are basically gonna work when your website is loading. So you can choose fade in, for example, and this is how it's gonna look like. And you can choose the duration of this animation to make it fast or slow or anything. Like maybe fast is nice to give an impression that your website is very fast in the loading. Maybe it's according to your desire. And these are the sections options and how we can fully control our section from these three tabs, and we're gonna really understand them in the practical way while we're designing our website later. Hope that was clear for you. Take a little break and open your WordPress dashboard and open your Elementor tool. Click on those buttons and you're gonna really understand what I'm talking about. And maybe if you wanna go ahead and pause that video and apply some steps and then complete them pause, it will really make more sense for you what I'm talking about. Okay, see you in the next lesson where we're gonna talk about the contents and how we're gonna adjust them and fully control them.